Power. Power is not control over others, but rather control over yourself and the ability to lead others with what you believe. Be powerful. Hey, this is your Stronger coach, Ryan Matthias from MatthiasMethod.com, back with some more words of wisdom followed by a nice monotone talk. What we're doing today is we're recapping the 2016 SPF Reebok Record Breakers Meet 2. This was held at CSA Gym in Dublin, California, and the coordinator for this meet was Jesse Burdick alongside Katie Hogan. If you don't know who those two people are, make sure you check them out. They're pretty big names both in the world of powerlifting as well as CrossFit. And this was a pretty big deal meet because there was actually a couple world records broken, a couple world record totals broken, both in my weight division as well as some others. And there were some of the biggest names that there is all around powerlifting at this meet. So that's kind of the whole point, is they want to have some really big names there, both to facilitate it as well as to compete in it. And we could have average Joes such as myself working right alongside some of those biggest names in the sport. Also, we had some very well-known people. We had Ed Coan, also known as the greatest powerlifter of all time, as our head judge. And he passed along some information to me that will help me, of course, in my training, gave me some nice tips that eventually I'll also share with you to help you with your training. Then there was Stan the Rhino Efforting. He's a legend in the sport of powerlifting as well as bodybuilding. So if you don't know who Stan the Rhino Efforting is, make sure you check him out. And he was there with some products, thecooler.com, if you want to check out one of the things that he sells. And of course, there was also Mark Bell and the whole Super Training team at the meet. It was nice to see some of them again and kind of lift alongside them as well. Hang out for a little bit. It was a nice long meet that, we had quite a few people there that went through everything. And it was nice because we actually had the meet presented on bodybuilding.com, so that makes it that much more popular just to be seen on that kind of a stage. It's the sport of powerlifting is really growing nowadays, and it's nice to see that. Now on to my attempts. First, my openers for each of the lifts were actually the same openers I've used for the last two meets. And I did that because the last 6 weeks hasn't really allowed me to recover much from since my last meet. School's been kind of getting in the way, so I've been focusing on that more so than sleep hasn't really been part of the schedule. It's more so been driving a lot and doing a lot of work for both Matthias Method as well as getting that degree. But my opener for squat was 474 pounds. As you saw, that went up. Felt a little bit stiff on that one, but then 496 felt pretty good. Moved a little bit slow, it was kind of a grinder, but that one went up as well, as expected. Then we moved on and tried 507 for the squat, and I felt like when it was on my back I could, of course, get that. And of course, when everything went down, though, it kind of fell apart towards the base, and they grabbed it from me, which was a good choice by them. Then we're moving on to the bench press, which my opener for this one was 297 pounds. Of course, the whole idea with the opener is to choose a weight that you can do easily, whether it be a good or a bad day. This is a pretty good day for bench press relatively compared to what it's been in the past. So 297 went up nice and easy. And the whole day I was trying to be very conservative with my jumps because, again, not much recovery. Even leading up to the days up to this meet, there's not a whole lot of recovery or sleep that really happened. So I didn't want to push it too much. There's not really a big point. There was, as I said, world records broken in my weight division, so it's just kind of a meet to have a little bit of fun, just kind of get the experience of the environment more so than break some records. So my next jump and bench was up to 309. 309 moved up nice and easy as expected, and then again being conservative, moved up to 319. And 319 is actually very disappointing for me because for a raw lifter, it almost never fails at the top portion of the lift, but for me it did fail at the top portion of the lift. Usually it fails at our chest or the midpoint where it's has the weakest leverages, but it actually failed. My triceps gave out towards the end of the lift, so that's pretty frustrating, but we're going to work on that and work on them triceps for the next few weeks, build that back up. Then moving on to the deadlift. The deadlift started with 540 pounds as expected, went up nice and easy. Moved on to 575, being nice and conservative based off how 540 went. And of course, as expected, 575 went up fairly easy. As you know, that I did 601 in my last meet, but I knew that that kind of energy was probably not present this day, so I'd rather choose a weight that I could do more so than overshoot it and have an issue or just not make the weight. So the next jump was up to 595 pounds, which is the weight I felt like I could do that day, and as you see I did. So that brings me to a total of 1,400 pounds, which is exactly what the minimum I was hoping for this day. So that went along very well, and everything for the whole day basically went exactly as expected. Nothing was out of the ordinary. Everything went well. And it's just a fun meet to work alongside some of the biggest names in powerlifting and get to hang out with some people and get really used to the environment. And that's one of the things that you should know is not every powerlifting meet has to be a record-breaking meet or record-setting meet for you. You can do some meets just to kind of get used to the environment and be better prepared for the future. Like in March, I hope to go there for a really big total at the same location, the CSA gym, and do a similar style meet, and again try to break some records. So I wanted to get used to the environment, get used to the people, and just kind of see what things relax to. It can set you up better for what comes in the future. Now that's enough strength talk for this video. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook @Matthias Method, and I'll talk to you next time.